I think the real question, though, the guy who pulls the trigger on these picks is Brad Holmes. Do we have a read on his tendencies going into year 4 of this with him? Nick?
Iowa, Alabama. That's where I'm going to lead this one off and pass it to my other booth boy, Chris. Any tendencies for you that stand out?
Yeah, he's not afraid to double down. Like if there's a
Let him cook.
or a player, like, he's going to go BPA. We've said that a million times. That's something that we all know. But he's not afraid to take 2 cornerbacks in this draft, and maybe build out that cornerback room, because it is Carlton Davis and Amik. Who knows how long those players are here for? There's no long-term commitment really at cornerback right now. So doubling down on cornerback, the position that he claims to be a snob in, is a possibility. He's done it in almost every draft. So I think that's one thing that you can not necessarily count on, but at least be open to the idea of.
Spay?
Yeah, I agree, Chris. That's a really good point. Is we've seen him do that in
Thanks,
multiple drafts.
Thanks, you're my best friend here.
That's why you're my best friend here. Is double down on picks and build rooms. That's what he likes to do, is build rooms. He built that offensive line room. He built that defensive line room. Now he built the linebacker room. I think he's going to do that with the secondary in this. I could see him taking 2 corners in this draft. And on top of that, we know that he likes his guys. And he's not afraid to move up and get his guys. So if one of his guys is there, he's going to move up and get him. He's going to say, fuck them picks to a certain extent and go up and get the guy that he likes the most if he's there and he's in a spot where it's reasonable to do so. So expect some movement, expect doubling down on multiple picks, and expect something that you're going to scratch your head about. I know we say we trust him, we say we love him, and we're all aboard, but there's going to be a time in this draft where all of us as Lions fans are like, what the fuck? Like, what? What is that? But it's probably going to work out. More than likely going to work out.
I mean, there's no wrong answer here, I guess. I think you and Chris probably hit it the most. I mean, actually, all 3 of you guys. Iowa, Alabama, yes,
Yeah,
right.
that's a good one.
Doubling down, yes. And I think, the other part you said, too, is just making the moves to the guys he wants to. He's traded 5 times the GM in the NFL draft, if I'm not mistaken. I know one, obviously, the Jameson Williams trade, which he gave up 32, 34, and 66 for 46 and 12. He moved up. He'll do it. He did the same for Derek Barnes. A lot of people forget about. That was a piece he moved up for. Roderick Martin he moved up for. The biggest piece, Brian Branch.
Yeah.
A lot of people assume that was part of the move back. No, that was a move up with the Green Bay Packers to grab Brian Branch. And, I mean, obviously that looks to be a phenomenal one. That's, I guess, my takeaway. And maybe the point that I was trying to hammer home with this one was, like, I think he's, again, I just view this as a window where the Super Bowl's on the line. And I feel like he's going to want to make the moves to acquire guys that are going to help that happen. Because if not, you're chilling back and going BPA. And in that situation, you may grab a guy like I see JPJ in the Woodward Sports Chat from my guy Detroit, Dr. Detroit. Shout out to him. That would be a BPA pick, but that's also a guy that's not going to start for you right away.
Yeah.
So but in this situation now where they have an opportunity to cash in on a Super Bowl with or with not Jared Goff, if you continue trying to do that with Jared Goff, it's going to be while he's paid. Again, I've said this before, you're going to need a lot of rookie contracts.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it was just identifying the fact that, he's going to move up to grab a guy that he perceives as, like, elite and I guess not even give you something right away, because Jameson Williams didn't give you something right away either. But trenches, too, that's one. Defensive line, doubling up, like you said. Offensive line, I think we only drafted Penny and Sorsdal. But defensive line, he's restocked every single year. I'm pretty damn sure. Yeah, Levi, Aleem, Pascal. Who last year?
Broad,
yep.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys talking about Broad real quick? He did move up to go get him, and we have not really mentioned him too much this offseason. And with the addition of Reader, do you guys think Broderick is, like, on the field this season? Because it'd be extremely disappointing if he wasn't.
It would, but here's like the part of it. Maybe this is like what Jared Goff was talking about, like Detroit media negative. But I don't really see this as negative. We're kind of just wondering what's going on with him. But, like, we went to the NFC Championship, right, with him not fucking playing. If that's, like, the results of what we got going on, do we give a fuck? I mean, we're going to talk about it. We are.
No, really don't.
Unless you come short of a championship like every year.
Unless there's like a gaping Well, if he blows one pick, oh well. Look at what he's done. Look at his track. You give him one. You'll give him one. Like all of the hits that he's had, you'll give him one miss.
Yeah,
and honestly, I'm not even calling it a miss yet because we don't know. We haven't seen him enough. If he can, I think they insulated him perfectly to grow this year with a guy like DJ Reader to mentor him, with a position coach like Terrell Williams to kind of mold him and guide him.
Bingo.
Those are two things that will help Broderick Martin so much to become an NFL player and to become hopefully an impact player in the NFL.
Yeah, that's the piece where I'm banking on. I mean, you kind of got, like you said, two of those guys now between DJ Reader and Terrell Williams. So like, turn him into, I don't know if he'll be what they traded up for, because like you trading up, I assume I don't know, but they traded up for Jamo and he sat.
Yeah.
So maybe they did trade up with the expectation of chilling for a minute.
Oh, they said he's a project.
Yeah.
They said he's going to take some time.
But also, that was like after he didn't show out the way he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Week 6, like, yeah, we told you he's a project.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because at camp, we were there. He got those first team reps with the pads on.
Yeah,
I think they wanted him to be something. He made an impact.
He did.
But that's what I'm saying. I think there's something there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's Terrell Williams, or even just keep it, because he went to fucking what? Western Kentucky?
Yes, Hilltoppers.
They were gaslighting us.
For sure, guys.
Same thing with
we told you guys it wasn't going to work out early.
And I'm pretty sure when Brad was fucking taking shots, first-person shooter, came 3 switches at the media, he was like, yeah, give me 3 years before you judge a draft pick of mine. And maybe, again, Swarsdale, I look at that with, and the same with Levi, too.
Yeah.
Or not Levi, I'm sorry, Broderick.
Yeah. Another thing, and I know we joke about this, but it is serious to an extent, is that Brad Holmes doesn't, I don't want to say ignores the medical history of a player or ignores the medical side of a player, but he is not afraid to take a player that's hurt. We've seen it with Hendon. We've seen it with Jamo. We've seen it time and time again. He'll take that gamble if he truly believes in the talent too. So that's another thing when evaluating. Obviously, he's evaluating the medicals at a much higher level than we are, but he's not afraid. If he believes in the talent of the player, the mentality, the fit of how that player will be in the organization, he will take that player.
Yeah, I wonder if, I think he's the same too. I don't know if he's so much like the tough guyness. Maybe no. I think he's more so like FBI, like just a football intelligence type shit.
Yeah.
I will say with those two guys, I mean, obviously you got Broderick already waiting in the wings. Do you think that's a position where Brad Holmes, maybe it's not on Brad Holmes' board, defensive tackle?
I think he truly goes BPA. So if like Byron Murphy,
Johnny Newton,
or those, and I don't think they fall to us. That I would be personally surprised they did. That may be the selection. As much as you're like, well, how's this fit? I mean, there's a guy. Me personally, like I've had it happen to me. Even when I traded up last night for Verse, I was like, fuck, dude. I don't know if I really pass up on Byron Murphy in this situation. I just really think that highly of him. But no, I think whoever's like the best player, he's taking it, and I think we witnessed that multiple times now when we quite scratched our head with the Jamo pick or Jameer pick.
Yeah, I do like that answer because we all think in this room, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but we all think Aleem is going to have a great season. We know we have to pay Amon-Ra, we have to pay Goff, we're going to have to pay Hutch. Sewell's going to be the highest paid tackle ever. Like, we're not going to be able to control everybody, all of this homegrown talent. Like, that is why I think best player available is a good call. Easy. Say you do have to maybe get trade or somebody if you're not able to afford a guy like Aleem
That's what
to
Brad
re-sign.
Holmes likes to do. He said,
Exactly.
you use the draft to get talent. As talent is talent. These guys aren't, as much as we love all of them, they're not going to all be here forever. So what is the best way to supplement that is to bring in more guys like all of these guys we're talking about re-signing you got in the draft. So, yeah, I'm not mad at whatever pick they make.
And again, he shows that, he's not going to let a player walk for anything either, right? Like Jeff Okudah, Swift, like he'll move them even if it's for marginal value. So acquiring talent with a guy like Brad Holmes is great because Brad Holmes is not going to, even if he can't sign that talent, if he can't afford to keep that talent long term, he's definitely going to shop the market and get himself more picks, which gets himself into the draft again, which allows him another chance to find that diamond in the rough to help build the team. So that's just great team building.